can call me Mystic Mike because I predict these things.
Renato Moicano takes on Chris Duncan this Saturday in the main event of UFC Fight Night in the Apex. And Renato Moicano been on kind of a skid as of late, 2-fight losing streak. Lost to Beneil Dariush back in June. Before that, lost to Islam Makhachev in a title fight. Makhachev was supposed to be taking on Arman Tsarukyan, who had to pull out. So they pulled up Renato Moicano out of the original scheduled Beneil Dariush fight to take him on. And he got submitted in the first round, but before that had 4 solid wins over good competition to get his title shot, and taking on Chris Duncan, who's on a 4-fight winning streak. He's 6-1 in the UFC. His only loss was to Manuel Torres back in February 2024, which is a loss that has aged well in hindsight. And before that, his other loss was to Vyacheslav Borshev back in 2021 on Dana White's Contender Series, back when Borshev was just sparking guys out when he was looking pretty good. Now he's kind of a bust. And Moicano was supposed to be fighting Brian Ortega at UFC 326, and of course Ortega had to pull out. So they pushed Moicano back, put him into a main event fight with Chris Duncan. So I'm glad to see Chris getting his opportunity in this one. He had about 6 weeks notice for this fight, which is his first 5-round main event. And it's a huge opportunity for Chris Duncan, being unranked, to take on the number 10 guy in the UFC. So both these guys used to train at American Top Team at ATT. Think about becoming a member. It's $2.99 a month. Just click that join button down below. Just helps to support the channel. You also get a little bit exclusive content like full card breakdowns, some betting analysis on DraftKings, and we'll start to add some more exclusive content down the road. So again, thanks for the support, guys. Back to the video. I don't think Duncan was preparing for anyone or in a fight camp that I could find. And now Moicano has to extend his fight camp out, take on a tougher challenge, in my opinion, in Chris Duncan. I don't think that Ortega is that good. I'm glad that he was removed from the rankings, fighting like 3 times in the last 3 years and going 1-2. And Duncan is really good on the feet. He's got really good countering ability. He's big, he's strong, he's got power, mixes up his strikes to all levels, has step-in elbows, uppercuts. We saw that in the fight with Rebecki, where he was just showing a really solid game plan against him and an ability to kind of adapt to Rebecki's style and catch him on the feet. And he wobbled Manuel Torres within like the first 10 seconds of their fight with a 2-3 combination, dropped Vucinic in their fight, KO'd Charlie Campbell after getting hurt pretty badly on Dana White's Contender Series. Moicano's good on the feet too, but he can be finished. He can be hurt on the feet. Jalen Turner hurt him pretty bad round 1 and then fumbled the finish. RDA dropped him. Fiziev, Chan Sung Jung, Aldo, all these guys KO'd him. And I think that Chris Duncan's going to get this one done over Moicano. I think that he can get the KO. I like the leg kicks by Chris Duncan. He's got nasty kicks. Broke Yanal Ashman's wrist with one, I believe, back when they fought. And we saw Dariush having success with the low kicks, taking Moik off of his feet at one point, beating up the body, going high with him to kind of just get respect and keep him at bay, keep that right hand pinned. And Moicano got hurt by a body kick early in round 1 versus Turner. So I think Chris Duncan's kicks are going to be pretty big in this one. I think that Moicano's finishable, not the most durable guy as of late. He's 36 years old. I feel like he kind of started to slow down versus Beneil Dariush. Wasn't able to really get up off of his back in round 2. Looked fatigued in round 3, not throwing much, just kind of watching him on the feet. Moicano does have 3 5-round fights, or at least trained for 3 5-round fights. And Duncan's never been 5 rounds, but he's been to hard-fought decisions against, tough guys like Rumbetsky. So Duncan as well, kind of chinny, was hurt by Terrence McKinney, partially dropped by Rumbetsky in their fight, hurt by Oki, was face-planted by Omar Morales in that fight, which he ended up coming back and was able to get the win. Charlie Campbell almost KO'd him. Borshev, like I said earlier, KO'd him. But he's the type of guy who can get hurt and just grit down and find a way to win, find a way to come back. And I haven't seen that in Moicano as of late, outside of the Jalen Turner fight, which was kind of, got to put an asterisk on that one because I feel like he could have got put out of there. I feel like Jalen Turner thought that he won, had an adrenaline dump, had to get back to work, and just really kind of fumbled that loss. So Moicano does have good grappling, good ground and pound, and we saw that against Benoit Saint-Denis. Really put it on him in round 1. He's a jiu-jitsu black belt, has submission ability, can get takedowns, has tons of submissions in the UFC. And Chris Duncan can be taken down. He's only got 50% takedown defense, but I feel like if he does get taken down, he can hold his own there. He's got submission ability himself. He's a really good guillotine. He's a jiu-jitsu purple belt, which isn't really anything compared to the high-level black belt that Moicano is. But Moicano can be taken down and controlled and subbed as well. Was subbed by Brian Ortega, subbed by Makhachev. Look at his last 2 fights, just controlled on the ground completely by Beneil Dariush and Islam Makhachev. Granted, those guys are very high-level grapplers, but it is possible to get him there. and to hold him down and to have success. And Duncan does have good wrestling, 42% takedown accuracy, so almost half the time that he's shooting takedowns, he's getting them. So Moicano's at the end of his career, on a 2-fight losing streak, just had a title shot, lost in the first round. I got to go with the younger guy, 32 years old, Chris Duncan, still in his prime. I think that he's very good. 15-2 as a pro, went 10-1 as an amateur. I feel like he's got more momentum, 4 wins, 3 finishes in his last 4 fights. Still has title hopes, more drive, more push to get into the training camps. Really has something to fight for, whereas Renato Moicano probably feels like he's at the twilight of his career. Not really going to get a title shot more than likely. He's going to have to put together a lot of wins, and by then he's going to be in his late 30s more than likely. And so I feel like Moicano is just at the point where he's taking fun fights, taking paydays, putting on shows for the fans. And I think he's at the point in his UFC career where I think the UFC is just going to use him to kind of build these younger guys who have a little bit of momentum and who are looking to break into the rankings and break into title contention. So Duncan's extremely tough. He's gritty. And I think that he gets this one done over Moicano. I think that he can hurt him on the feet and eventually get him out of there by KO, TKO. So I'm going to go with Chris Duncan to get this one done over Renato Moicano. Thanks.